Hey, Mike, what's up, man? Can you hear me? I don't know if I got this thing on or not. I should have checked them before. Hey, Dave, you been coon hunting? How about that? That's good. Hey, Doug, y'all tree any? Man, I walked a many mile behind a coon dog. I loved it, boy. Can y'all hear me? I don't know. I didn't have these things on when I started the stream. I didn't check the audio. Somebody treat three, shot three. Okay, good, good. Do you own dogs or you were with someone? I guess you can hear me. You answer my question. Okay, thank you. Do you own dogs or were you with someone else's dog? Oh, you bound to not have your own dogs because you fish too much. Okay, your family, I got you. I sure can say you coon hunt don't mix with any other hobby. If you coon hunt, that's about all you got time to do. If you're gonna have good dogs. If you're gonna own good dogs, you gotta keep them in the woods. Yeah. Oh no, that's what I had with Walkers. I love them Moultrie and Walkers. They keep the night exciting. Yeah, plots. I hunted with a couple of plots. I never owned one. 'Cause I hunted with a world of blue ticks, but I never owned one. I did own one good red bone. I trained it and sold it. He was a silent trailer. Good dog, but he just didn't bark on the track. And I didn't like that. Straight dog too. He never was trashy from the time he was young till I sold him. I don't ever know that he ran a deer. It was hell, he didn't bark on the track. So hey, Jeremy. But he wasn't a far ranging dog either. So he never did run on no deer that I know of, or rabbits or armadillos. Or I never saw him fool with a possum. Every time he ever treated a coon. I sold him way too cheap for what he was, but he just didn't suit me. And I didn't know he was going to be a solid on the track. I got him when he was I guess about 5 months old. Fella had a pair of them, a male and female. And I bought the male and my buddy bought the female. And his dog never made it out of the pen. He killed it in the pen. Man, that was the strangest thing I ever saw. He used to get the dog out and lead it around, and he was getting used to the dog. He'd had the dog about 2 weeks and letting the dog get used to him before we turned her loose. Hey, Curly. And he went out to feed him one afternoon, water her, and there was a shovel leaning up against the fence there by the gate. And she was trying to get out. She was, both of those dogs were real active, real lively, agitated, I call it, dogs. And she kept trying to get out when he was trying to close the gate when he went out of the pen, and he took that shovel and was going to push her back, shoo her back in the, and he just flipped that shoulder and hit her on the end of her nose, and she dropped dead right there at his feet. He didn't hit her or nothing. He just kind of tapped her back out of the way, and he killed her graveyard dead. Boy, he was sick, man. I guess they got a spot on it out there on the nose that they can't. I don't know what the deal was with her. I don't know. She wasn't going through no heartworm treatment or nothing. And that one I had heartworms. And boy, you talking about it being an active and excited dog like he was. And I had to tranquilize the dog twice a day when I brought it home. Because when those heartworms break up and they go through their blood system, a lot of times they'll hit their lungs or come back around, hit their heart, and it'll kill them. So you got to keep them real inactive. And that's hard to do with a dog that's jumping at the gate and jumping up and down in the pen and carrying on. So I was giving that dog 2 tranquilizers a day and sitting in the pen with him on a bucket and rubbing him and trying to watch him close as I could, but he made it through it fine. I sure hated that for old Buzzy's dog, though, because she probably was going to be a good dog. He was. Her brother was. I figured I'd be on here a little while, give folks a place to hang out if they wanted to. All the fishing shows over with, and Skipjack, Cindy's shut down. I ain't quite ready to go to bed. But lucky. Sorry, cat. Yeah. Yeah, if you got back problems, it's hard to sleep. You take anything, Kelly? Advil or muscle relaxers or anything? A lot of times I'll take a couple of Advil or half a pain pill. I can't take a hold when they make me hallucinate too bad. Tylenol. I try to. Well, those pain pills I got are Tylenol. I break them in two. I don't take but a half of them. At least I think they're bound to be. Because I couldn't swear to it. But they make me hallucinate so bad. I can't take a hold. Hey, Alvin. Where's your running boy? The running buddy, Troy, Alvin. You put him to bed? You're his nemesis. Well, I've been trying to figure out how to live stream driving that damn truck. I'm just not savvy enough to be able to do it. Couldn't figure it out. Okay. Yeah, that's something you don't ever get over. When I was 23 or 24, 24, I believe, I was planting soybean, and I didn't have a little trailer on my farm, and I had just kept the beans in the back of the truck and parked them at night. I put a tarp over them or park up under the carport, keep them out of the weather if it's raining. Anyway, I was up on pounding my shoulder tonight, but he was getting really tired, yeah. And I was down to 3 or 4 bags of beans. They weighed 60 pounds. And instead of sliding them out getting up in the truck and sliding them out on the tailgate, I reached over the side of the truck and just reached over there and grabbed the bag of them. 24 years old, you know what the hell, 60 pounds. And I felt my back when I picked those beans up. I felt my back get real funny feeling down low. And about 3 days, man, I was some kind of hurt. But medicine works on me so good that it's just, I don't have to do much to dull the pain. And I think I took aspirin. I don't even know if they had, I know they didn't have Advil. Tylenol may have been around. But I took a few aspirins in 2 or 3 days and I got over it. But boy, the older I got, it got to where anytime I did anything, by the time I was 50, putting a battery in over in the boat, just anything like that, man, my back, woo, boy, and it give me fits. And I finally, I had, I don't know, 4 or 5 spells with it where I was just couldn't even get off. Couldn't do nothing. But they had landscaping. 250 blocks here. Yep. Now that'll do it. Especially if you pick them up wrong. And so I started trying to find out what was wrong with it. I thought it was sciatic nerve, which it may be part of it, but they finally down at Jackson at Mississippi Sports Medicine here about a year or so ago, 2 years ago. They found out that it's a nerve down in my lower back that's some sort of way it's getting pinched down in my spinal cord. And so for a year, I've been taking those shots every 3 months. You know that shot they give you back there somewhere. I don't know. I guess it's in that nerve. And, oh, that's another story. First time I went down there, my wife carried me. And just the idea of getting a shot in your spinal cord or somewhere around I just didn't like that. And so I'm sitting there and it's time to go in and they call me and I go back there and they ask me, do I want to be sedated or not? I said, hell yeah, I want to be sedated. There ain't no question about it. So you had anything to eat or drink in the last 4 hours? I said, I drank of water. So they give me some kind of little shot. It was just real minor because, I don't mind being put to sleep. I've been put to sleep so much, but I sure didn't want that shot in my back. So, and to be awake while they're doing it. So they gave me a shot and I got up. I was fine, man. We went and ate dinner and drove on back home and everything was great. So when I went back down there for the second shot 3 months later, my wife couldn't go. So I went down to my son's house and his son and my grandson carried me out there to the place. And I said, yeah, I'm going to see. They told me that most of the people don't get sedated. I said, well, I'm tough as anybody else. So go for it. Give me that shot. I don't want to be sedated. Man, it wasn't painful. It was the sensation that I got when he put that needle in that nerve. Man, I like it jumped off of that table. He said, oh, I'm in the right spot. I said, oh, man. So I made it through it. And I told him when I got there, I said, that won't happen no more. I won't never do this again without being sedated because it was the most awful sensation I ever felt. So I went back down there for the third one. And this time they said, have you had anything to eat or drink? And I said, I drank a cup of coffee on the way down here. And they said, well, you're going to have to wait. How long, when did you get through with it? And I said, oh, I don't know, an hour ago. So, well, you're going to have to wait 3 more hours before we can do it, sedate you. And I said, do what? They said, yeah, you got to wait you got to be 4 hours without anything. I said, well, I'll be that gum. I said, well, I can't stay down here no 3 more hours. I said, let's do it again. Let's go on and do it. And I had to lay there and think about what that was going to feel like. And I tell you, I almost got up off of that table and said, the hell with this. Y'all keep that needle. But I went on and did it. Oh, man. But I can't get any more. I guess, I don't know. I guess after next year, after the first year, I guess I can start over. I don't know how that works. But I don't have another appointment, so I don't know. I gotta find out about that. All because of a 60-pound bag of soybeans. But you don't ever know when you're gonna hurt it. And it don't have to be heavy stuff. It can be just picking it up wrong. I put in some pretty good days when I was younger, and I always worked with my hands. There was a guy there in my hometown. I worked for a lumber company my junior year in high school in the summer. And I was hauling 2,000 bricks at a time. And I don't know if y'all ever seen what they call brick tongs or not, but they pick up, depending on, some of them pick up 2 bricks, some of them pick up 4 bricks, some of them 5 bricks. And yeah, I was loading them bricks 2,000 at a time on a daggone flatbed truck by myself, having to go over there and stack them off by myself. Man, you're talking about work. And I don't know how many bricklayers they had over there, but it seemed like every bricklayer that I had ever seen on the job was over there, and I couldn't hardly keep up with it. And I was in town, hauling in town. Man, I guess I was making 2 loads a day. And I never figured out why I didn't get any help, but I sure didn't. But I was having to stack them big and look, and I had a ladder leaned up against the truck. And at certain points, I'd put as many bricks up there as I could, and then had to get up on the truck and stack them. So I was handling them bricks bunches of times. Same way getting them off. It wasn't just setting them on there and they were stacked. You had to put them up on the truck and then get up on the truck and stack them. And that old truck would haul 2,000 at a time, or the bed would be rubbing the wheel. Straighten the leaf spring plumb out. But somewhere along the way, we got a job moving an old country store. I messed them on that job though, and it was about 25 miles from Shelby, my hometown. You had to go out through the country and out to another. The hell is in another county. So we went out. We dug a foundation for where we were gonna move the store. They measured it off and everything. We dug it, and we didn't have no backhoes or nothing. We dug it with shovel. Big old store. And had piers up on it to put concrete in. But when we finally got that store, they hired a company to come in there and move it and set it over there where it was going to be, and then they put a brick all around the bottom of it. And of course, I hauled several truckloads of bricks up there and stacked them, and had all the bricks up there, and they had hauled 1 or 2 loads of sand up there for them to mix the mortar. You know how they do. So they sent me up there, told me they had an old truck out there, old beam truck looking thing, had sides on it. They told me to load 2 yards of sand on it and carry it up there. So I had one of them big frames you measure a yard in, and I showed 2 yards of sand on that truck. And went up there and I asked the bricklayers where they wanted the sand, and they told me. And for some reason, when I was walking back to get in that truck to park, I looked up at that thing had rams up under it. I said, "Damn, it's a dump truck." I said, "Good gracious." So I got in there and I knew how to operate a dump truck. We had one on our farm. My stepdad had one on the farm. It didn't work, but I knew how to hit the lever and all that. And I hit that lever, and then nothing happened. And I stood outside the truck and hit that lever and looked, and it was unpinned from the cylinder, a little old yoke about that wide. And I scavenged around there and found me an old nail, and I hooked that cylinder up. hit that lever, boy, that thing went, started raising up. I said, So I picked my spot out, but the thing wouldn't raise, but so high. That was the reason it was unhooked. But it'll raise any at all, and it would raise pretty good, but it wouldn't raise enough of that sand to slide out. But anybody knows anything about dumping sand, all you gotta do is pull up a little bit and take off backwards and slam on the brakes, and that sand will slide. And it took me about 5 minutes to dump that load of sand where they wanted it. And I calculated it would have taken me an hour and a half to unload that sand. I said I'd cut it to an hour. So I stayed up on the shade tree for an hour. I pulled over and parked under, it was a daggum pear tree. I'll never forget it. I sat up on that tree and took me a break for an hour. Send me up there with a shovel and 2 yards of sand after I unloaded it with a shovel. Them folks tried to kill me that summer. But I took that nail back out and tied that handle by that rod back up just like it was. And every time they send me with a load of sand, I'd get my nail and undo my wire, and I'd dump my sand. And that's it, an hour. I'm making it cost them $1.10 for me to sit up on that tree. First job I ever had, getting paid about an hour. I worked 5.5 days a week. Go to work at 7, get off at 5. Man, I thought I died and gone to heaven. 7 to 5, 30 minutes at lunch. There's Mr. Troy. Hey, dude.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Way back there when you got your first job, did they have currency then? They pay you in eggs and ham.
Well, and my first 2 summers, I didn't get paid nothing. I
Yeah,
just worked. I just worked. Hey, Stan. Yeah, my first job was toting water to the cotton choppers. And I took the guy's place the kid's place I took, got him a hoe, and he went from making 50 cents a day toting water to making $1 a day hoeing. And which is a lot easier to hoe than it was to tote water, because you had it. Man, them folks go to Holland for water, and you're at one end of the field and they at the other.
What's say, Alvin Lewis?
Right. Hey, Chucky. Troy, look at him.
Yes, sir.
I don't want this to be put off no much longer, but I want you to get with me and show me how to do this on streaming this trucking deal. Because I tried to set up a live stream tonight, private,
Uh-huh.
Now, I couldn't never figure out how to make it work.
Well, okay. So, when you
We gotta set up a time and get together. And look, I took Discord off. If we're gonna have Discord.
let me see who's all in it. Let me think about that just a minute. It's you, Hog, Stan. I don't think so.
I uninstalled it.
Well,
Because it ain't no trouble to put back on.
yeah, here's the thing. We could use the other, but it does cut down on the echoing. The Discord does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't have to use it. Let's talk to the other guys, see what they prefer. Because we got. Now we'll talk to Hogleg and see what Hogleg, how Hogleg wants to do. Now and Ernie really don't care either way, and we really don't care what Stan thinks. So
Oh Lord.
we'll just do it like we want to. We could use the we could use the we can use the same thing on Steam, the talk on Steam, and it's already on your computer.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to get Buck William to maybe read chat for us.
Yeah, he said he would.
And he's got Steam, so we might just use that. But okay, so now on the other.
Yeah.
It's simple to do. Let me show you something real quick. So I'm going to share a blank Google screen. I'm going to click present at the bottom of the computer. You got it?
Yeah, but wait a minute now. Have I already got ATS open?
Don't worry about that. Just watch me.
All right.
You see where it says present down there at the bottom?
I see it.
Don't touch it. Just okay. I'm gonna push that.
Okay.
And then the screen's gonna pop up. It's gonna say share screen. All right. Now.
Yep. But doesn't it also say?
I'm gonna let you do it when I'm done. So. Just,
okay.
Okay. So you click share screen. All right. Then another box is gonna pop up, and it's gonna say whatever browser you're using, which will be Windows Explorers for you. It will say
no, mine is Edge.
Okay, Windows Explorer, Edge, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So it's going to say Windows. It's going to say Explorer tab. It's going to say Windowed.
Right.
And it's going to say entire screen.
Right.
All right. So if you click on Windowed, you click on Windowed. Hang on just a second. Let me get it up here again. All right. If you click on Windowed, and then you click the window you want to pick, which would be your game. I'm going to share my screen now. Can you see it?
I had to stay.
Add it to the stream. Yeah. Now you see my blank screen. You see what says Google.
Yeah.
Okay. So now from here, you do nothing. Okay. That's going to be your game. So then what I'm going to do on my end.
Pepper.
What I'm going to do on my end is I'm going to click on your screen, and your screen will go full size on my end. So what I want you to do now is when you do it, you're going to share your screen in full screen. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen. And what I want you to do is I want you to go up on your browser, and I just want you to open your browser.
Wait a minute. You mean present?
Now, up to the top where it says StreamYard Studio, there'll be a little plus sign next to it. The very top of the computer.
It says X. Mine got an X.
Okay.
Oh, I see the plus sign.
Click on that.
It says new tab.
Yeah, click on that. Okay. Now go back to your StreamYard tab. StreamYard tab. You got it?
Yeah, I'm back here now.
All right. Now on the bottom down there, you ain't got anything open like pictures or anything, right?
Uh-uh.
All right. On the bottom down there, just click present.
Yeah.
Now the window popped up, right?
Yeah.
What's it say? It says share screen.
Right.
Click on that. And then another window's going to pop up.
Yeah. Yeah, and it says share screen.
Okay.
Click on that.
Does it say share screen or does it ask you what screen to share?
No, it don't say that yet. But when I click on it this time, it's going to ask me.
Yep. Click on it.
Now it asks me new tab, Windows Edge.
Click on new tab. Click on new tab.
Click on new tab. All right, over it.
Up at the top, it says window in the middle.
All right, can I do? I gotta get over here where I can see it. This thing here that came up, it says Microsoft recommend browser settings. Do I confirm that or?
Yeah, go ahead and confirm it.
All right, now this new one that says what? I can't see it good enough. I got a window open.
On the top up there, it says choose what to share with StreamYard.com.
Yeah, that's right.
This site will be able to see the contents of your screen.
Right.
Below that, it's going to be 3 sections. It's going to be.
Oh, you want me to click on window?
Yep.
Okay.
Now you should see that new tab.
StreamYard.
You should be on the left, and your new tab should be on the right. Should be just a blank screen now.
Lord, I can't hardly tell. I see me, but there's something in front of me, but I can't tell what it is.
What's to the right of it? What's to the right of it?
I can't read it. I can't read it. It looks like.
What's it say underneath of it?
StreamYard Studio and.
What's the one to the right say?
Troy is blurry. I can't read it.
Okay. Do you see a page there?
Yeah.
Click it.
Yeah. I don't. Nothing happen.
See where it says share at the bottom now in blue?
Yeah.
Click it.
Yeah.
You just did it.
Yeah, now that's what I see.
Okay. But when your game is up there, you'll see the truck game.
Ah, okay.
Okay, because you'll have your game open.
All right, well, hold up. Let me remove this and let's do it again.
All right. So you want to go down to the bottom
and hit remove.
Yep.
I'm gonna kill that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Now I go to present.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I got it came to the bottom down here. What do I do about that?
Down in the studio?
Add to stage.
No, just don't add that.
Oh, stop sharing. Stop sharing.
Stop sharing.
Yeah. Now I'm back to no. Okay, so now I go to present.
Yep.
I go to share screen.
Yep.
I go to share screen again.
Yep.
All right. Wait a minute. Now this already had. I'm gonna have to kill the new tab. Okay. Now, is this where I would put the game in there?
Yep. You would have the game window open. Don't worry, I'm gonna get on a private live with you, and I'm just showing it to you right now.
Okay.
So just go ahead and exit out all that. Go back to doing your live stream.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm gonna show you.
I got you. Well, that part. Hey, Stephen. Yeah, I know it. I was in there watching you, Stephen. Yeah, I called him and told him to get his butt out there. Yeah, he did too.
It won't be hard. It won't. It's gonna be very simple to do.
All right, I hope so.
The only reason I was hoping you still had Discord because if you did, I could get on there and show you.
Right.
I could watch what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
but now Hog can show you how to do it too.
Well, see, what I don't understand is how do I get the ATS address? Where is it? Or do I put Steam up there?
The ATS address.
For the new tab.
Okay. So when you open the game.
Yeah.
And you minimize the screen.
Yeah.
To go to StreamYard.
That's open ATS.
Yeah, when you open ATS.
Okay.
And then you minimize the screen. You know, you take the game screen down.
Right, and it's down here at the bottom.
Then you would click present and then go through the steps I just told you, and then that ATS will automatically be there.
I got you.
Because it's capturing a window.
I got you.
It's just a window capture.
I got you. Okay.
Don't worry, we ain't even set a date yet. Before we do all that, I'll have you 2 or 3 times. We'll do it.
Well, I was thinking I might want to do a live stream driving the truck. See.
Well, okay, I can. That's fine. I can help you with that. That is no problem to do. Now I use OBS, and OBS is very simple to run.
Well.
For my lives. But it's challenging to get it set up. But you have me.
There you go.
So to help you with it.
Had them boys fish this morning. They caught, I think Stephen Carter caught one. And I don't believe Pork Chop caught nothing.
Now you said the other day that you learn better by example.
Yeah, I can watch somebody and learn a whole lot.
Let me send you a video.
Okay.
I'll make a video and send the doggone thing to you.
All right.
Where you know how to do it.
That'll work.
I'll make a video and then I'll let you watch it and try to do it.
And I understand, I ain't got the same system you got.
I know.
And anyway, I looked at some Google video, some YouTube videos on it, but none of it. It didn't work when I did it. I was doing something wrong, I guess. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And Hogleg will help you too. We'll get it. I'm not gonna set a date and then you not know what you're doing. So don't worry about that.
Well, boy, I had a terrible wreck this evening tonight. Man.
What happens to me all the time?
Yeah, but I was going a little bit fast, but I don't know. I hit a concrete barrier, got over on the other side of it. I was on one side of it, my trailer's on the other. And I was looking straight up in the air.
You pulled to me, didn't you?
Yeah. So I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing but call the wrecker.
Let me tell you what Stan done to me. That boy, I got the boat with him. We was out on the lake, on the game playing. I was in the boat with him. I let him drive. That was a mistake to begin with, to let the clown drive. So I let him get in there and I let him drive. And so we driving around all over the lake, fishing a little while. He said, well, let's go up this river mouth here. It's dark, And he deeded bopping across there. And he going pretty good. And I'm sitting over there thinking, I'm sitting inside him over in the boat. And I'm looking around, and I'm thinking, God, he's going kind of fast. He get kind of close up there. So a little while, I looked up, and here come the mouth of the creek, and it was a rock bottom there, and it probably wasn't about 18 inches deep.
Oh man!
And I said, Stan, there's a rock pile there. You're gonna have to go around that or slow down. I don't believe you're gonna get through there. And so he guns it. Well, he guns it, and he put the boat plumb up on the rock pile.
Oh man!
And I of course, I get out of the boat, and I'm trying to push it off. Now he's sitting in the boat now, Tranchy, and he's talking about he's got the boat full throttle in reverse. He's talking about push me off. And I'm like, I'm trying to, but he's got the whole boat up there, and the boat ain't even moving an inch. And I'm finally said, it might be easy if you get your big end out of there.
He get out of there too. Well, that's what y'all need to do is have a boat race.
But he done had the propeller plumb out of the water, and it ain't even touching water. We didn't get it off either. He had it stuck good.
Yeah, y'all need to have a boat race.
I told him I knew I shouldn't have let him drive.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, Stephen, I when I called Blaine, I was trying to tell him what I was seeing from your camera. And we had pretty close figured out where you were. He don't live about 10 minutes from where you was fishing this morning. And I got a sister that lives about 10 minutes in the other direction. One of them lives on one side of the lake, and the other lives on the other side of the lake. But she was at work. Blaine works for himself. He was headed to a job when he stopped by to see.
He told me not. I wasn't driving.
He said you told him to go there.
I did not tell you to go on the rock pile.
Would y'all catch any fish?
Oh yeah, we caught a bunch of fish.
He didn't get no hook in the back of your head or nothing?
No, I can't hook him in the back of the head. I'd like to be able to push him in.
Oh man, these games are something, ain't they?
They got all these challenges you have to do. We've been working on challenges.
Yeah.
He said I fell out of the boat. I did fall out of the boat. You supposed to tell me to sit down before you got in the boat.
He did it on purpose, I imagine.
Yeah, he did. But don't listen. Don't let Stan. Don't get into nothing. Ride the stand with nothing. It's got a wheel on it.
Oh, a motor.
Yeah, or a motor.
They still ain't got our election results posted here in Greenville. And clowns.
It's going to get so worse a week before you find out who won the election.
It's awful. And we supposed to get some rain starting tomorrow. Man, I'm telling you what, I'm ready for about 3 or 4 days of rain. I can't even. What?
Did you get your greenhouse?
It's gonna be here in the next couple 2 or 3 days.
I, I,
It's been shipped.
I want you to. When you get that thing set up, I want you to send me some pictures. I want to see what you're talking about.
I will. It's just a little small greenhouse.
Yeah.
In fact, when I did my Google search, I searched smallest greenhouse sold in the USA. That's what I Googled.
So you're gonna
And
hear something funny.
always.
This apartment complex where I live.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it ain't much grass around here. So they have decided that they gonna offer you a mini yard.
A mini yard.
A mini yard for $125 more a month.
Oh, hell. What? What you gonna
That
do?
ain't nothing but a doggone money grab.
Mm. Well, do you have enough room to set a tomato plant in a pot or anything?
I probably could, but they funny about what they let you put on the patio around here. I told my wife when this come out with the mini yard thing. I said, I think I'll go up there and ask that lady that runs this place. I said, I'll go up there and ask her with a straight face. If I rent that mini yard, can I put a hog on it?
Chicken. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Chickens.
I see some chickens. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this now. Hey, CVA. What? With a mini yard, how you gonna take care of it? You can't have no lawnmower.
Well, they got a yard company,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming they're gonna give you probably a little 6-foot section,
Yeah.
and they gonna put a fence out in it, around it for you. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's just a money grab. I told my wife, I said I ought to go for and ask her about getting me one. I'm telling her I want to go out there and lay out the thong on it.
A mini yard. Now, I ain't never heard of that before.
She said no.
Well, I don't understand how you gonna keep it up.
We got a lawn service. They come.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if they're gonna put a fence around it, the lawn service don't want to be dealing with that.
Why it'd be such a small thing. They go to weed it and cut it down to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
$125 for a mini yard. Yeah, that's just what I want to do. Add a little more money on to buy higher rent.
Mini yard.
Yeah. Now, shit, let me raise a hog out there. It may be worth it.
You couldn't keep straight.
Like woman's face if I put a hog out there.
Tell you want for $250 a month, you want a double section because you're gonna raise a hog.
And you know I ain't got no sense. You know I do it too. Just see the look on her face.
Yeah, you ought to do that.
She'd look out there and be like old McDonald farm out there.
Oh man, how many people live in that complex?
Oh well, it stays about 80. It stays about 85% capacity all the time. I don't know how many apartments. They got 9 buildings. I think it's
Ooh.
20-something apartments in each building.
Okay.
It's big.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, have you got any neighbors that you correspond with or talk to and all?
Well, not really. The neighbors, we got some neighbors around. It's kind of nice, but
Yeah.
they move in and out pretty fast. They don't
Right.
stay long.
Yeah.
Me and my wife hate to move.
Oh man.
So unless it got something to happen, unless it got where we couldn't folks stay here, we ain't planning on moving.
Yeah.
Because there really ain't anything any cheaper.
Yeah. Well, 3 moves equals a fire. All your stuff tore up.
You know what it cost to move last time?
How much?
About $5,000.
Ooh.
By the time you By the time you pay the security rent on the new place,
Oh yeah, yeah,
pay your deposit, pay your electricity and everything, your internet and all that to be hooked up, and then of course she can't do it all by herself, and I ain't
right,
no help to her being in a wheelchair, so you got to hire somebody to move it.
right.
Uh, so it's really too much to worry about. You don't. If you used to go down and rent $200, it cost you that to move.
Oh man, yeah.
So
And you'd have that tied up in deposits.
yeah,
Yep, sure would. I hadn't had to move myself but one time. I've been lucky. The companies I worked for moved me twice. Yeah, I moved myself more than that, but we didn't have much the first time we moved.
I think I moved probably one, two, three. I think I moved maybe. I probably moved about 7, 8 times. Of course, that's when I was working for the police,
Yeah,
And then I changed jobs once and moved. Uh, went to work for another law enforcement agency and moved. I think I moved 5, 6 times.
one time when we got married, my my mother-in-law gave us. We lived in an apartment when we first got married, and they gave us a fold-out couch, made a bed, a double bed. And I never figured out why they gave us that couch. Cause I did figure it out. I mean, eventually, because that thing was so heavy, it took 3 good men to move it. And I moved it to Cleveland, in the back of a truck, and got 2 guys that friends at school to help me put it in the apartment. And then I moved it back to Shelby when I started farming. Moved it back to Shelby in a rented house. And then we bought a house. And I hired a bunch of folks to come help me move. And I told them, I said, whoever wants that couch can have it. I ain't moving it. I ain't moving it again. And so one of the fellows there said, yeah, I'll take it. And so he grabbed one end of that thing and he told his buddy to grab the other, and they left it. They left it. And as far as I know, that couch may still be in that old house.
Yeah, I ain't
Boy,
always.
that thing was heavy. Good gracious, it was heavy and bulky. Nowhere to grab a hold of it. Hey, Missy.
Where's Missy?
But I moved it.
I was up there with Missy and on Kelly's tonight.
Yeah, Kelly said you was up there.
Yeah, and she's over there tying jigs. I told her I'd take about 6 of those jigs and a half a dozen chocolate chip cookies. I don't think I'm gonna get them though.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I should have told her I'd send her a signed moo moo if she'd send them to me.
Yeah, well, she may send them to you. Yeah, she may send them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a bunch of folks tying jigs now. Bunch of folks.
Well, tying jigs is kind of relaxing. Really.
Yeah, well, I never tried it.
It's kind of relaxing, and it's kind of a hobby type thing.
Yeah.
For most people.
Well, I never fooled with it because I ain't never done that kind of fishing. I ain't never crappie fished. Went bass fishing one time with a boy. And all the brim fishing I ever done was when I was a kid, and I didn't use a wire or a cricket. Or maybe try and catch some bait to go catfishing with. But I never did care nothing about that other kind of fish.
Well, that's the most crappie fishing and most fishing most times that's what I done. Crappie fish. Uh, but I always crappie fish. Of course, it's a lot easier for me to, get a fish in, take it off, and be a crappie or a panfish, than it was if I was to get a hold of a catfish weighs 40 pounds.
Yeah.
I caught a 13-pound blue cat one time, and I got him in. I don't know who was more out of breath, me or the fish.
There you go.
But
Oh,
now Missy catches a fish, and she on them
uh,
jigs, and she catches the trouts too on them.
mm-hmm.
She catches lots of fish on her jigs.
Trout. They where Stephen Carter was fishing this morning. They got a handicap pier there, right by the parking lot. When I was looking at Google Earth trying to figure out where he was, I saw it on Google Earth. I thought about you. I said, man, Troy be in hog heaven right there.
I seen a guy that fishes here. I'm subscribed to him, and I fish. And he was fishing at Lake Arlington, which is about 45 minutes from my house, and that he had went down
Hey,
there,
Mark.
was fishing on a spot. Then at the boat ramp parking lot, I guess it's right on the water there, and they got a nice place to fish there. And I guess it had been closed down about 6 months. I sent that guy a message. He messaged me back, told me right how to get there. I don't have to go see that. That's right on the concrete.
I got a story about Lake Arlington.
Oh,
That's down at Fort Worth, ain't it?
get close to it.
Yeah. Well, you heard me talk about that camping trip when we went to California when I was a kid,
Yeah.
when I was 13. Well, the first couple of nights we stayed up at the diamond mine in Arkansas. And we left there and went to Dallas Fort Worth because the man that was hauling us around, well, he was a friend of ours too, but, well, they both were friends of ours, a man and a woman. But they lived down at Fort Worth or somewhere down there. So we were going to stop and see them on the way out, and we were headed to El Paso. So we camped on Lake Arlington. And I don't know if it was a campground or what it was, but we were camped there on the green grass by the lake. And we had 2 tents we put up if it was going to be bad weather, and a camper, a little bit of camper, 2-man camper, one of them little a teardrop, what they call them now, but this was back in the 60s, early 1960s, as a matter of fact. So we put them little tents up, and it started to rain. And we knew enough about camping. We had the tents trenched and everything, rain to keep the water from going up there. Man, I woke up during the night, the old canvas tents. I woke up during the night and I was wringing wet. I told who I believe VJ was in the tent with me. I said, VJ, I'm wet. The tent leaking. He said, hell no, it ain't wet. I said, look, he said, your socks are floating. I looked, he had a flashlight. He just cut the flashlight on just as my socks floated out the front of that tent. that lake had come up, and we was in about 3 or 4 inches of water, man. We got out of there. We drug all our stuff out and sat under a tree in the rain till daylight. Oh, it was miserable. Them other boys, they come out too. They was a little bit further up the bank than we were, but that lake come up with that rain and flooded our tent. Lord have mercy, damn. But that was Lake Arlington. I remember it like it was yesterday, man.
Yeah, down there on Lake Whitney, them people go behind the dam there and fish.
Yeah,
And when you go down there to fish behind the dam up there, you're supposed to be kind of knowful about when they might open the gates. And and when you get down there and fishing and everything, about 30 minutes before they go to open them gates down there, if you're down there fishing, they'll let off a whistle.
right.
Well, good Lord, that thing's loud. I mean, it's loud. You hear that thing a mile away.
Yeah,
That means everybody better get out of there.
right.
So we knew when they was going to open the gates down there in the summertime because they give the sheriff's office uh, a document, filled out in spreadsheet when they was going to open the gate down there.
Yeah.
Well, I just so happened to be out riding around with one of the deputies one day, and I was sitting there with Whitney, and I heard that whistle go off, and I knew they was going to open them gates down there in a little while. And I told that deputy I was riding with, I said, reckon we ought to go down there and make sure everybody's out there. Oh, he said, no. He said, man, I listen to that thing every other week. And they get out of there. Them people down there, they know to get out of there.
Yeah.
And about 30 minutes went by, and that fire department tone went off on that radio.
Oh.
That woman was sending the rescue down there, and she called us on the radio and said, need to get down to the behind the dam, and somebody had done got down there and got their car down there too close to water.
Oh, man.
They got stuck down there.
Oh.
And when they blow that horn, you better get out of there. Because they don't send nobody down there to check. And they open them gates. That man's down there trying to dig his car out.
Oh, boy.
And they opened them doggone gates, and that water started coming out there, and he took to running up the hill. And I pulled up down there, and I seen that car floating down the river.
Oh, man.
I pulled up there, and I rolled down the window, and he said, man, that's my car right there. He says, reckon we can get a tow truck down there and get it? I said, yeah, about Waco.
Yeah.
I said, you can't get that out of there.
No.
Said, can they close the gates? I said, no, that's opened up to Fort Worth. He had a brand new truck.
It's gone.
It washed it plumb down in the river. It was gone.
He should have known better.
Well, I asked him, I said, they let that horn go 30 minutes ago. Was you not up here by the truck? Oh, yeah, I was trying to dig it out. I said, well, did you think maybe you ought to call for a wrecker? Don't try to get it out? He said, I didn't want to pay for it. I said, you're going to pay for a lot more now.
Oh, yeah. He's out of luck. Yeah, that dam water ain't nothing to fool with. Because when they open them gates, it's coming.
And that's a big old lake. When they open that water up down there, it goes. It just ain't no stopping it.
I've been trout fishing up there in Arkansas. That's all stock trout where they got the White River dammed up and let the cold water out of there to keep them trout alive. And you go down that river, a mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, however far you are. And when they blow that whistle up at that dam, you better be coming back up that stream. Because when that water falls, it ain't nothing but rocks. You better not be off down there where you can't get back to high water.
No.
To back to deeper water. Because you have to leave that boat there.
But I know 7 people that went down there kayaking and got caught when they opened them gates.
Yeah, blow them on down through there.
They don't pay no attention.
Yeah, trout fun to catch, but they ain't no more fun than skipjacks. Skipjacks fight by like a trout does.
They put them trouts in these city lakes around here, you know, and let people go over and fish them. But they, of course, they don't live. They don't live past July. They die.
Yeah,
The water get hot
the
here.
water too hot for them.
They died early last year. I imagine that water got hot so quick.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. No skips up there. I've been thinking about them dead gum jumping carp and snagging them. I just don't know if you got caught doing it, what the fine would be.
You talking about those Asian carps?
Them jumping there, them silver carp.
I don't think there's no fine for that. I think there's a fine if you throw them back.
Well, the thing is, snagging them is how they be fun to catch.
I don't think there's any law against snagging.
But it's the law against snagging, period. See,
Game
you don't, yeah, you don't know what you're gonna hit when you snatch that treble hook.
that is a problem. It should be a problem.
Yeah. You going trout fishing or catfishing, Mark? Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared the game warden wouldn't approve of it, even though I wasn't crappie fishing, even though I wasn't trying to snag nothing, you know. But them carp, you don't ever know what you gonna come up with.
Need to fill the freezer.
Yeah, that crappie's some good eating now.
I used to say the same thing, except I used to fill mine with a gun.
Fill it with a gun.
Yeah, deer hunt.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah. I was a big deer hunter years ago.
I'm gonna try to see Peter kill me a deer and get it processed. He said he would.
I'd sit out there 4, 5, 6 hours waiting on one. A day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I would leave Stan to lunch.
Yeah, have you seen that video I put up of them two deer fighting last year?
Yeah.
That was something. Yeah, well, you can always swap over. That was right in front of the boys. Well, you could tell it was right in front of his stand. He was.
Now Thursday week, not tomorrow, but next Thursday. If you're home, I want you to make sure you watch my live on Thursday.
Oh well.
That's all I'm gonna say because you don't want to miss it.
You remind me again.
I will.
I reckon I'm gonna be wrestling, huh?
Yeah, I done got on there and made some characters.
You're supposed to ask me, will that offend me?
Who? You? I didn't make you. You ain't. I asked Jody the rest of y'all's fair game.
Oh, okay. It ain't gonna bother me.
I got to get around to making some more characters. I made one yesterday. They been wanting me to do I made one today actually. They've been wanting me to do wrestling, so I got to get on that.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do some more convo, and that's fun.
Well, we get on there and do a convo. We don't have to wait to do a live.
Me and Harvey was talking about doing it last night, but I was tied up on a long trip, and I don't run them all at once. I run a while and stop, you know.
Well, y'all want to? We don't have to wait to go live, do it? Y'all want to go? Y'all want to run a convoy? Just give me a holler. We'll run one.
We ought to do it one day, one Tuesday, on your driving day.
We could do that. That'd be just fine. Y'all want if Hog Legs up? I don't know what Hog Legs in the bed, but yeah, that'd be fine.
I don't know what
Right.
time he. I don't know what time he goes to bed.
Well, we'll just wake him up.
Hey Dallas, I bet he'd get up if he knew we was gonna do it.
Yeah, we'll run one. Anytime y'all want to run one, just holler at me.
I
I'm
told
here.
I told CP about that DirectX, and he got slow internet. I don't know if it helped him or not, but I told him about it. Mine's dragging a little bit now, but not nearly as bad as it was. It's still okay to drive, It ain't bad like it was. But the first day or two, it didn't never drag a bit. I don't know why it decided to start.
We sure get on there and run one at a time. We sure get on there and all three do a trucking Tuesday live. Whatever y'all want to do, just let me know.
Well, if Hogleg can't do it, heck, me and you do it. Maybe
Oh
Ernie.
yeah,
Maybe Ernie.
get on there and put it up there. If I can get you to, if I can get you going on this, what I want to do is when we do it,
Yeah.
I want if you get you going on this. Of course, I know you're limited on your StreamYard. Yeah, your StreamYard hours. That's the only bad thing, but.
Well, I can always buy
I can
time.
put your window up there like I did on. Did you watch the Bass tournament?
Yeah.
I put your window up there like I did on stands. That way they can see what you're doing. They'll be able to see your screen and mine too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do on the trucker game. When I put the trucker game up and when I do the convoy, they'll be able to see what you see.
And I won't be running my time.
Yeah,
I will be running.
Yeah, because you'll be on stream. I think if you run, I think if you no matter if I think no matter if you run an unlisted live or not, I think it still runs against your time.
Yeah. Well, look, it ain't what $20.
Yeah.
If I have to, well, I'll just send them $20. But I ain't gonna buy no annual thing.
Listen, you get with Hog Leg, and Hog Leg sometime he come across a discount on that. He got his for 10.
Yeah. I miss all the discounts on everything. I pay full price for everything I get, I think. Every time we buy these cats that science, whatever it is, cat food.
Yeah.
Now, I buy a big bag of it. It lasts a couple of months. But you buy 10 bags, you get a bag free. So today I had to go get another bag. And this is a pat answer you get every time you go in that place. They said, "You got a phone number in the cash register?" I said, "Yeah," and I give them the phone number. And I said, "This bag, one more, and the next one's free." That fellow looked at me like, "Do what?" I said, "This bag and one more, and the next one's free." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, that's what y'all always tell me when I come in here." So he hit that thing, he turned around, looked at me, and he said, "This bag and one more, and the next one's free." I said, that's what I meant. That's what y'all tell me every damn time I come in here. I told him, I knew what he was going to say before he said it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, man. I want these cats to live long enough for me to get that free bag.
Lord have mercy.
He don't ever pay full price. I do.
Well, I got this little old, I had two little old dogs, and one of them passed away, and I had just bought a 50-pound sack of dog food because it lasted them, several months.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, I said, that 50-pound sack of dog food with one dog would go bad. Full time to get before she eats it all up. I said, I may have to start eating a little bit of it. Hopefully got a good taste.
And I've been feeding them tuna flavored, but I got chicken this time. I don't know. I'll see. They both need to cut back because they both fat as pigs. But I keep your bowls full. I don't know whether I ought to just be giving them so much a day or not.
Yeah, you probably need to cut them. You probably need to cut them. Cut that out, Steve. You need to ask the vet how much to feed them and just give them that, because is one fatter than the other?
Well, one of them just so much bigger than the other. Lucky's a big old cat. Well, compared to Mama Kitty, she's a little big cat.
Keeping the bowl full is not probably the best thing to do, because see what happens is when they start to get older, they really get fat.
Right. Well, Lucky don't go outside. See, she goes outside.
Yeah.
She's in and out, so she's outside hunting and carrying on, and she gets some exercise. But Lucky don't, except for running up and down the hall like a fool. He don't get no exercise. I bought him a harness to put him to walking, but he's one of them cats. He just lays out when you put that harness on him. He crawls around on his belly.
You know how to solve that problem, don't you?
How?
Drag him along. He'll get up a little while and walk. Listen, I'll tell you the truth. When I was working for police department, we had we done dog training too.
Yeah.
And guy that I helped do dog training for, he'd been training dogs like 40 years. And this woman brought this dog down, and she had a big old boxer. And you put a leash on him, a harness on him, he'd lay down on you like a work mule in the middle of the day. He wouldn't get up. You couldn't get him up. And she's gonna give the dog away because she couldn't even take him outside because she put that leash on him.
Yeah.
And he lay down on her. Now if she let him loose, he'd get up, and then do what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, I said, ma'am, I said, we solved that problem in about 7 days. She said, ain't no way. She said, I've tried everything I know to do it. She said, I've tried to coach him along with food and all that stuff. And I said, ma'am, I guarantee you that we could put a leash on that dog and take him out to that training field right now, and in 10 minutes we'd have him broke of it, and in a week we'd have him broke of it permanently. And she said, I want to see it. She said, if you can show me that you can make him get up and walk in 10 minutes, I'll leave that joker here a week and pay you full price for the training. Okay. We put a collar around that joker, and he laid down on us, and we drug that sucker around that yard by the neck. And he flopped around and kicked his feet up in there and hollered for about 100 yards. In a little while, he got up and started walking just like he'd been on a leash his whole life. She come back there and she come out there and she said, you mean tell me that's all I had to do all this time? I said, yes, ma'am. That's all you had to do all this time. I said, the dog is like a child. If you let it act for bad behavior, it's going to respond to you in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
So we broke the dog of doing it, but he got by with it so much that he knew he could do it, and she just give in.
Yeah.
Well, we drug him a little ways, and he figured out we wasn't going to give in. He got up and started walking. He just pranced along there just like a Clydesdale.
I don't know if Lucky get up or not.
He get up.
ain't never been mean to him. I don't know. He started out. He's so lucky to be alive. But I just kind of let him do what he wants to do. From where he came from, middle of the highway. Somebody threw him out of a truck or something.
We had one that we was training down there, and we was training him to bite. You know, police dog.
Yeah.
And you could turn that joker off that leash, and I guarantee you he could run down a gazelle. He was fast. Problem was with him when you hollered at him to stop, he wouldn't stop. Once he started, he wasn't gonna stop. So of course back then the way we trained them was we put him on a 30-foot leash, and then we turned the dog loose and we called him off. He hit the end of that leash. You know it.
Pop him around.
Right. This joker here, that didn't work. We worked with that dog, and I finally told my chief, I said, if we don't get this dog, well, he'll call off. There ain't no way he's gonna be no police dog. Because I said, if you send him on somebody and we have to call him back, he ain't gonna stop. And Chief told me, he said, we got $4,000 invested in this dog. We got to fix it. I said, ain't one way I know to fix it. And I said, we're going to have to put the electronic collar on him.
Oh, yeah.
There's 5 fuses in that collar. Well, I put number 2 in it because he's a big old rock waller. And I hollered at him, called him out, and he didn't stop, and I hit that button, and it didn't even phase him.
Mm.
So I went up to
Hey, Skywalker.
number 3 and tried it again, and he did it again. I thought, oh, we got a problem. This joker, he ain't got no feeling in his neck or something. You know, this collar got to be. So I tested the collar. When I went up to level 5, and we cut that dog loose, and that guy was running across there in that bite suit, and that joker, he's sprinting full sprint, and I hollered, "Ows!" and he didn't stop, and I hit that button on that. It brought him to his knees.
Yeah, man. Holler like.
One hit, it broke him. From then on, he stopped.
The damn electric collar is a good training tool, and it don't take many times to stop a dog from doing whatever it is you don't want him to do.
I never had a dog that could take more. I never had a dog that you had to go on number 3 fuse with. But that joker, we had to go up to 5 to get his attention.
Yeah. I use Moncoon dog. I never owned one, but I always had buddies that had one. We the first one we ever had, we laid that thing on the tailgate of the truck in front of the coffee shop one time. This lady had to tailgate the truck down and laid it on the tailgate. And somebody walked by there. They saw that collar, and they reached down there and got it. Oh boy, we lit them up, man. They threw that collar 3-4 cars across there. They touched the wrong post on there. Well, we got to where we could, and hey CP, you know them pranks you see where they put the electric up under the seat on a bicycle and then let somebody steal the bicycle?
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's shock collars. They got rigged up under there. And we talked about doing that. Man, this was back years ago, man. And then I saw it on YouTube. That's funny too.
You know, I used to move them. You know, when you farm, so Dad had farm and cows, and you used to move them cows from one pasture to the other, and you had to close them out of the hay meadow, because they'd eat the hay up,
And the electric stick, that hot stick.
I had this friend of mine. He was cityfied for sure. We took him down there to the farm, and I don't think this boy had ever seen a cow except on TV.
Yeah.
We took him down there to the farm. And we was out there messing around, with Daddy. He's working them cows and everything. I was sitting up the truck. Them cows, they run over you, so I stayed away from them cows. So.
Yeah.
And they was getting ready to run them cows through the fence down there, or through the gate down there to another pasture where they could start stacking the hay up, and covering it. And Daddy said, I'm gonna get Michael to man the gate. And I was probably about 20, 25 years old. I said, Daddy, I think that's a bad idea. And he said, why? I said, Daddy, that boy ain't never been no farm. He got to learn, boy. I said, yeah, but he kind of sheepish when it comes to stuff like that. And he said, how is somebody gonna be sheepish, weigh 350 pounds? He can handle it. I thought this is gonna be a disaster. So he went to run them cows, and he told that dude, he said, hey man, he said, when them cows come up here, he said, I want you to close the gate when they run through. Okay. And I could tell he's scared to death of him. But he said, first thing is, he said, you got to close this gate first, because they think they're going to get fed, and they'll come this way, and they want you to close this gate, and then we're going to funnel them over this other gate. Well, that just so happened to be the gate where all the hay was at. They was going to funnel them that way and think they was going to get the hay meadow, and, they wasn't going to get, well, they went to running them cows up through there, and they took off to that hay meadow. Boy, he's running full blast, and he seen them cows coming, and he turned white as a goat. And my dad's running in the holler. Close the gate, Good. Clay's old name was Michael Good. Close the gate, Good. And he left the gate and took a running. And the cows all run through the hay meadow. And he said, son, why didn't you close the gate? He said, I was afraid they was going to bite me.
Afraid it's going to bite me.
Daddy come back to the truck, and I was sitting there kind of like this, I wasn't going to say anything. He got in the truck. He looked over at me. He said, don't you say a dad-burn word. I ain't got nothing to say. I said, a little while later, I asked him, I said, when you asked Michael, how come he didn't close the gate? What did he say? He said, he told me the cows was going to bite him. He's scared of it.
You see what CP said?
Gary tried a taser on himself while driving and ran us. Lord have mercy. That was not smart.
Hey, get Gary something, boy.
I got tased and I've been pepper sprayed both.
Well, I've been hit with one of them hot sticks, but that's about it. And I got an electric fence several times.
Oh, that taser gets your attention.
Yeah, I think that thing will knock you out.
If both those darts go in you like they're supposed to and you get the full effect, I promise you that'll knock down King Kong. It paralyzes you.
When I was in high school, we used to work cows during spring break for this man. It was he had a nephew, and then there was at least two more of us classmates that would go help him work cows, and he dehorn them and vaccinate them, cut some of them, just depending on what they needed. And of course, we had to herd them all up. They were on the levee, and we had to herd them up and get them in a big old pen, big old lot, and then we put them in the catch pen and run through the chutes, Put 20, 25 in the catch pen. And old BB was in charge of putting them in the catch pen. and he had the hot stick. And Mr. Gibson and myself and Phil was down there working the cow at the chute catcher. And them cows got to where when they coming down through there, they about to tear that damn thing off the end of the chute. And Mr. Gibson said, "What in the hell? What's wrong with these cows?" And he got to watching no baby. He was steady popping them cows. He had a while. He walked back there. He said, "Son, you know how to get back to Shelby from here?" Yes. He said, "Well, why don't you start right now and you might get there by dark." He fired him. He gave him $2 and told him to hit the road.
Yeah.
And BB had them cows so damn wild. Man, they was hitting that. They was hitting them that neck catch, you know, that thing you pull together to catch them. They was about to tear it off the end of the catch chute, man. And then we've been doing that for, I don't know. I started, I guess, when I was in the 10th grade. And this was, we were seniors. So I've been doing it 3 years. And the cows ain't never been that wild. But we ain't never had BB loading the catch pen either.
Well, you know how them cows can be. You get them cornered, boy, they hurt you.
Oh, man.
Look what Mark wrote. Now, you see what he wrote down there?
Mm-hmm.
I seen a kid pee on a cattle fence one time. I wonder if that's Mark done that.
I had where we used to live. I had a big garden in the backyard, raised beds. I mean, I had some good dirt I hauled in there and stuff. Well, I had dogs too, kennel in the backyard. And when I liked it, and my backyard was fenced in. And the first time I ever let them hounds out to run around the backyard, you know, let them out of the pen for a little while, man, they broke off 2 or 3 tomato plants. And so I said, well, I got to do something. So I decided I'd put an electric fence up. And the only time I ever plugged it in was when I was going to let the dogs out. And of course, they all both, I had 2 or 3 at the most that I ever had at one time. And we had a Cocker Spaniel in the house. And he'd get in it too, but not but once. But then he wouldn't go outside when it was plugged in. He wouldn't leave all the doors open. He wasn't going out there. But them coon dogs was a little bit tougher than he was. And I guess they got into it 2 or 3 times a piece because I had it all around the yard. Flower beds, I had it everywhere. But I'd be in the house and Kay go out there to work in them flower beds. And I'd plug that thing in. From here, I could see her out there. She'd get in that fence. Oh, she'd go a week at a time without speaking to me and make her so mad. So she finally, I've forgotten what she did, but she figured out a way to lay that fence down on the ground. Oh, yeah, that's what she did. She took it out of them holes and laid it down on the ground where she was going to work. So she wouldn't get shocked if I plugged it in, but I had to give up on it because I'd make her, she gets so mad. Oh, boy. But that thing will knock your britches off. I'm telling you. Them electric fences are bad.
You know.
Yeah, Dallas, you don't stay on them very long. You don't know. I tried it. I tried it too, but man, no. I envy somebody can ride a bull.
Talking about people, you know, doing stuff. I had a young policeman one time, and he probably was about a year out of police academy. Had burglar alarm go off at the building. We rode up there. He went in and looked around a little bit. That alarm went off several times, you know. We've been up there. And I'm sitting there at the car waiting on him, you know, and I'm kind of looking around. It's dark, you know, and I'm kind of looking around. I'm thinking, well, it ain't no big deal. That thing's went off so many times. A little while I heard, bang! Gunshot. Of course, I got on that radio then. I squealing then, you know. I said, you better get us some help started. So a little while, here come Chief and everybody in the world coming up there, lights the siren, run. That kid come out of there. I said, is that a gunshot? He's like, yes, sir. I said, was they shooting at you, son, or was you shooting at them? He's like, well, that's me shot. And I said, well, son, are you gonna make me pull it out of you? You gonna tell me what happened? He said, well, the captain, he said, I got a problem. And I'm like, I'm thinking the boy that shot himself, you know, in the foot or something, and ain't telling me. And I'm like, well, son, did you shoot somebody or not? He's like, no, sir. He said, but I killed the time clock.
Oh, no.
He searched that building. He walked around that corner, and about that time he walked around that building, the more time clocks, you know, when they hit on the eye, they make that rattling noise. He walked around that corner, and he had that pistol in his hand. He walked around that corner, that time clock went off, and he shot.
Hey, man, shot.
Blowed that time clock plumb off the wall.
Oh, man.
I thought, God, Chief is going to love this. He going to be mad, boy, 'cause we're going to have to pay for that, you know, time clock out of budget money. So I said, go back in the building, find your bullet casing, and get it, and bring it back out here. And please don't be shooting any more time clocks. So I sent him back in there, because I knew Chief was coming up there. He walked up there, and he said, what's the big emergency? And I'm like, well, I said, Tony was searching the building, and I guess he walked around the corner, and by the time the time clock went off, and he blowed a hole in the time clock. Out of bed. And he stood there for a second, and I'm thinking, did you hear me? You know, that's what I'm thinking. And he said, okay. And that's all he said. And he kind of stood there, and I said, okay, did you understand what I said, what happened? He's like, I heard you. And I'm like, Chief, I said, I got to ask. I said, now, if that'd been one of us done something like that, I said, we'd have got rimmed for a week over it. He's like, yeah, probably. He said, well, maybe not that, but probably something similar, yeah. And I'm like, you're not mad? He's like, no.
Sound like the Chief had done that too at one time.
And I'm like, Chief, I know you better than that. What's the score here? He said, I'm going to tell you something. And if you tell it, I'll keep you. I said, okay. He said, I done the same thing when I was a rookie.
Yeah. And shot the time clock.
He said, but what he done was somebody had a car in there and had in a garage in there, and the car alarm went off, and he blew the hole through the windshield.
Oh man, he really just, well, that time clock's pretty expensive too.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I'm thinking he's gonna be like furious, you know, and he's like, no, same
Right.
thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
He'd have done it too.
You might ought to go let the ball off the hook because he's scared to death at that.
Yeah. All right, it's after 12. It's time to go to bed.
Too. I got to go to bed.
Yeah.
My wife's gonna be hollering at me.
Yep, it's time to knock it off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate the help on the StreamYard stuff.
I'll get you on there, Steve, and we'll get it.
All right.
Ironed out.
All right. Good night, everybody. See y'all later.
I'll call you in a day or two. All right, we'll see you.
All right. Bye, everybody. Y'all have a good one.